I want to tell you about the time I was fired from a six-figure job, cushy life, worked remote from home. Everything was good until I got fired twice. Two companies, same day. In the lessons. Ready for this? Today I have a little friend with me, so you may hear some heavy breathing from me or him, but back in January 2019, I was looking for work and I was applying for jobs, and I happened to get this interview at a really cool company and ended up getting the job. It was a remote job, six-figure salary, and I got that job. But in the meantime, I was applying for other jobs. I ended up getting an interview also at a second job, also six figures, also remote. And I thought, hey, you know what? I'll take this interview. Why not? Worst case is I don't hear anything. Best case is I get an offer and can decide what to do. Well, best case happened, got an offer at the second job. And that's when I said, hey, you know what? I've owned my own company for a while. I've worked with multiple clients. How is this any different? Right? How is it any different? I can manage my time and do both of these jobs, collect both of these salaries. And I did it. I accepted, and I worked both jobs for about a year, almost exactly a year, actually. My performance reviews were good at both, and I would just work a lot, start working, 6 to 8 a.m. and finish, 10 p.m. At the time, I was fairly newly single, and I had the time. It was all good. And I was getting the job done. Well, on the same day, in March of 2021, the jobs found out about each other. And it's a long story, but the recruiter who found me for one job checked my LinkedIn, contacted the other company and said, hey, what's going on? And so they kind of figured it out that I was working both jobs. They both contacted me about it, and I admitted it. I said, yeah, I am. But different industries. I even had a contract that said that, that was okay. It was okay to pursue outside work. And so I did. But what happened is my boss at one job called the boss at the other job and told on me. And wouldn't you know it, on the same day, I got a call from HR, and they let me go. And so now I can look back and thank the people involved for doing that, because my life changed. It was on that day where I said, what am I doing? Why am I allowing other people to dictate my reality? I am not doing this anymore. I am not going to work for anybody anymore. I am in control. We are the heroes of our own story. And I just wasn't going to deal with it. And it was that day that I said, I can do this by myself. I can create the life that I want to create without relying on anybody else. And that's the last day I ever worked for somebody. And not to say it's been easy, because it's not. It hasn't been. I lost all my health benefits. I lost any contributions to retirement accounts, which I then went through trying to just survive and follow my dreams. But at the end of the day, it's the best thing I ever did. And really, it's what it comes down to is if you have that burning in your soul to work for yourself, to be your own boss, to live life on your own terms. If you don't, there's no harm, no foul, no shame in working a 9-to-5 job for another employer, because there's a lot of safety, there's a lot of goodness in that. But if you're the kind of person who needs to control your own existence and be the master of your own destiny, then being a slave to a job is never, ever going to feel good to you. Even amongst the comfort, there's always going to be that what if in your soul. What if I tried it? What if I just followed my dreams and started the business, or pursued the art, or moved to the country, whatever it is. Because if you don't decide to do it, and you have that pull, it's just not going to go away. And eventually, the universe or God or whatever you believe in is going to do it for you, and you're not going to be prepared, and that's going to be a shock to your system. But you're going to figure it out, because that's what great people do, right? We figure things out, and it's hard. And you'll need a support system, and you'll need people to cry to, and you'll need people to really lean on and talk to and have that support. And I implore you to do what feels right in your soul. And again, if you're perfectly happy and content in a job and in the life that you have, then I'm kind of envious of that, actually. It's a beautiful thing. But if you feel like there's more for you, go get it before you're forced in an unnatural way to make it happen, because it is going to happen. Whatever it is, something is going to happen. It'll be a layoff or something even more tragic. Who knows? But don't wait for that. Get out there and make your dreams happen, even if you just start slowly. Start a side hustle, start a side business, start doing what you love on the side. Be the master. Be the master of your world, because you are. You're your own hero. No one else is going to figure it out for you. Boy, do I know that. Right? Do I know that? I tell you what, to go from the salary that I was making, like I was getting a paycheck every week, which was great. Nice big paycheck every week. And then when that stopped and the money ran dry, and I went through everything for multiple reasons, but I just went through everything. And at the same time, I'm so glad that I've done that, because it's led me to experiences in life that I would have never expected that I would have, and meet people who I would have never met. And life is good. Life is just beautiful, and there's always a challenge to overcome. Always a challenge to overcome, and that's part of the beauty. As we get through things, we meet people who help us get through things, and we live our truths. And we do that, a beautiful life unfolds. And I wish that for you. And why should anybody decide when work should get done? I was working these two jobs, and I would work early, work late, but I always met my deadlines. I always got my work done. Performance reviews were always good, and there just wasn't a problem. So what difference does it make to a business if I get my work done at 10 p.m. or if I get my work done during the socially accepted business hours? That was my thinking. And I do understand that companies don't like it when you're doing two things at once. Like, I get it. I have no hard feelings or anything. Like, I totally understand. It was just for me. Why? Why does it matter when I get my work done? And it really didn't, because all deadlines were met, and I was on all the calls I needed to be on, and it was fine. But they didn't like it. That's totally okay, because ultimately it was for my greatest good. And so I just, a thank you to everybody involved in that, to the recruiter who noticed that I was working for someone else, to my old boss who called my other boss to tattletale on me, to the HR department at that other company, everybody. Everybody. It was all, well, I'm not going to say it was all handled professionally, because there was a little bit of an incident there, and I did manage to get a little bit of a settlement from an employment lawyer. But that's a different story. I won't get into that. But ultimately, I'm just so grateful that it happened, and that everybody involved played the role that they did, because it set me free. And I wish that for you. What I don't wish for you is the toughness and the tragedy and the fear about it all. I just hope that for you, you can do it in a way that feels good in your heart and is smooth and just successful and happy along the entire journey. So, okay. Grateful for you. Really grateful for you. Thank you for being part of this journey, of this channel. I hope that you learn something or find some inspiration somewhere, and I hope that you'll leave any comments and just tell your story too, because we're all in this together. Especially when something like this happens in midlife. I was I'm 47 now, so I was, mid 40s when this happened. And what are sometimes when it happens at that age, or 50s or 60s, it's like, what are the other options? Sometimes it's just harder to get hired at that point, and it happens. Like, job loss in midlife is super difficult. So I would just recommend to you to follow the passions of your heart, because they're going to lead you where you need to go. And hopefully you're not going to find yourself in a situation where you've been fired or laid off with nowhere else to go. But even if you do, you are going to find yourself, and you're going to be okay, because we all have passions and things that we always wish that we would have done. And I know you've got it in you. That's it. Thanks for coming on this walk with me. I know this is kind of jumpy. Sorry about that. I'll get better. But I appreciate you. Thank you for watching this. And I wish you all of the success that's coming to you in life.